Hey viewers, welcome to the JWU Show, where we give you knowledge and information about life and how it's changed over the years. Today's topic is deviant behavior and what was it like in the 70s versus now. The four main things you are going to hear about today is interracial dating, the LGBT community, the fads and trends of the 70s versus now, as well as how everybody got their rights today. So, are you ready? Let's get started.
Imagine finding a perfect person for you and being rejected because they're not the same skin complexion as you. Until 1967, most states will not allow you to marry someone outside your own race. According to USA Today, the court case Loving versus Virginia caused a rise in interracial relationships because interracial relationships became legalized. In 1970, the amount of interracial relationships were 65,000, roughly 2% of all marriages. Even today, a poll in 2007 says 17% of white Americans still do not agree that blacks and whites should marry. Ever since the Loving versus Virginia case, life in America has changed. A study has shown 22% of Americans have interracial relatives in their family. No matter the race, color, or religion, a person should marry the person that they love.
When discussing how the LGBT community was like in the 70s versus now, it really has changed. Up until 1973, being homosexual was considered a mental disorder under the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, or DSM for short. The reason it was taken off was because there was a huge debate about it. The main controversy was, could it really be a mental disorder, or is it just the social stigmas or stereotype that was placed on this particular group of individuals by society? As the years went by, we find ourselves answering the questions by saying that it is not a mental disorder, but it is just the social stigmas that's been placed on them by society. The reason is because in today's world, being homosexual is considered the new norm, because a lot of people are coming out of the closet, as you would say, and society is more open to it. Granted, there are some people who still have issues with it, but not as much as it was in the past.
During the 1970s, American women did not have many rights. Before laws were passed to secure equality for women, an American woman could not keep her job if she were pregnant, have a legal abortion, get a divorce, or even apply for a credit card. According to the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, until the Pregnancy Discrimination Act in 1978, women could be easily fired from their workplace for being pregnant. Today, a woman has the chance to keep her job if she were to become pregnant. The Supreme Court case Roe v. Wade in 1973 protected a woman's right to abortion until viability. Before the no-fault divorce, spouses had to show the wrongdoings of the other party, such as adultery, and could easily be overturned. A no-fault divorce means a married couple can now seek divorce without any of the divorcing parties at fault or show proof of wrongdoing. Finally, until the Equal Credit Opportunity Act in 1974, women were not able to apply for credit. Women today have the right to apply for credit and cannot be asked about marital status when applying. Today, we would consider the inequalities women faced in society during the 1970s as deviant. Feminist groups in the 70s fighting for their rights were seen as deviant during that time. Like with all deviants, time and space are two leading factors of what society disvalues, finds offensive, or condemns.
The 70s was an entirely different time period that liked things and did things that we don't normally do now. Some fads that were in the 70s consisted of the 8-track tape player, acupuncture, Daisy Dukes, disco contests, mopeds, mood rings, simplistic board games, and boisterous clothing such as bell-bottoms, afros, platforms, and tropical and exotic print jumpsuits. Some of these may seem completely outrageous to us, but these were considered a social norm to those go-with-the-flow partiers. Now in the 21st century, our fads are completely different from those growing up in the 70s. Today, we have computers, tablets, iPads, and iPhones, social media, online shopping, home theaters, and skinny jeans. So as you can see, we are way more technologically driven and less physically social than those extremely social-loving eccentrics of the 70s. However, there are some fads that continue to appeal to us that we simply just can't let go of. Some of these fads would be music and concerts, cookouts, video games, and even smoking both cigarettes and marijuana. These fads provide a combination of activities from both the 70s and today that bring people together and provide a sense of understanding and commonality amongst the seemingly different generations. It goes to show you that some social norms in our past may be social norms of today.
Wow, who knew that the stuff that we do today originated from past generations? Well, we're out of time, folks. Catch me on the next episode of The JWU Show. Bye!
And chewy on some hot. Like I told Tish, I see when I like you seen him twirl, then he drops. And we keep them to my block.